Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zina, and I'm back with another video. So today I wanted to talk about insecurities. I find insecurities extremely weird to navigate. And why do I say so? Insecurities are more like a child in a classroom, a really disruptive child. And in the classroom, you don't have authority to change the positioning of the child. You have to just find a way to be friends with that child. Ignore them if you have to have a very surface level relationship with them, or just choose to embrace who they are and be friends with them. They come and go, they do whatever it is that they need to do, but you have the authority to see how you're going to respond to your insecurities. Every New Year, we come across the entire celebration of new beginnings, having to start afresh, and the big term that we have right now is New Year's resolution. Everyone forms their New Year's resolution. But what I've noticed is with the New Year's resolution, it's a moment for you to see what you feel insecure about and actually develop a way to change the insecurities that you have. So let's say it's weight. A New Year's resolution will be weight loss. If it's you feel like you slack a lot, procrastination, and that makes you insecure and you just want to stop that, you make it a thing to just go after whatever it is that you want and go full force in whatever activity it is that you feel like you've been slacking in. We have different ways of combating our insecurities. And I'd say with mine, the common insecurity that I always have to face. So let's say the insecurities that I always have to face are linked to weight and skin, my facial skin to be exact. With everything else, I'm cool. It's fine. Now with weight, I've had a trembling journey with having to accept that this is actually an insecurity of mine. So every year it would be a story of how am I going to lose weight. Every year it would be a story of how I lost this opportunity because of my weight. Every year it will be a story about how I was disregarded as a person because of my weight. And I've come to a point where I am making the necessary changes for that. Now, if we jump into skin, with skin, I have always been in a space where I do not know what to do about my skin. I have very sensitive skin, so I easily react to products that I plan to use and choose to use. Right now, I do have a plan that's kind of helping me in the sense where my breakouts are less than usual, and I've fixed a tinge bit of scarring. Otherwise, the only issue that I have right now is scarring. I don't have pimples. I don't break out a lot. If I do have pimples, it will probably be 1, 2, 3 pimples. But unfortunately, my body's hormones are crazy and they just do whatever it is that they need to do. So when it comes to skin, it's also a trembling journey, but it's a trembling journey I'm willing to skid through. With weight, I'm actually putting in the work. Now, insecurities are very hard to tackle, and society has this thing of shaming people for having their own insecurities. But I do feel like no one in this world does not have insecurities. If you are walking around thinking you don't have any, you have issues, bruv. Because if you are not aware of what you feel is a flaw of yours, you're projecting that shit on everyone else around you, and everyone else around you has to absorb your insecurity to make you comfortable. I do not think no one has insecurities, and it's a shame that in this new world that we're in, a person will be put down for actually expressing or embracing their insecurities, making it known, and living through this life trying to find better ways of dealing with insecurities. Now, one situation that made me hyper focused on the fact that, okay, I'm insecure about this will really have to be when I started birth control. All right. Before I was put on birth control, I was aware of the fact that I could be insecure about something, but I wasn't too focused on it. And before getting birth control, I did go through the terms and conditions of everything. And yes, I did not fully comprehend the fact that my body is going to go through multiple changes and very drastic changes. So it's June 2019. June 2019, I'm in a fresh relationship. I'm in a new circle of people. I'm starting college. I'm in my first year of college. Oh, and in this relationship, I choose to take protective measures to make sure that I don't fall on the other side of life where I do things unplanned, or I get children unplanned, or anything happens to my uterus. The protective measure that I take is using birth control. And this time I use the Nexplanon rod. And the Nexplanon rod is crazy on the hormones. The Nexplanon rod is crazy with the hormones. And it was then that I felt like everything of mine has been highlighted. Every insecurity of mine is on show. It's on blast. I feel like from the year 2019, like late 2019, 2020, 2021, those have to be the crustiest years of my life, of existing. So I'm in this new relationship and I take birth control. And while I'm going through everything, while I'm going through all of these hormonal changes, there are the stresses of life in general. So there's academic stress, there's relationship stress because the person I was with isn't that perfect. So I was always put in a space to learn them and try to understand them. And on top of that, I do have family stress. There are turmoils that happen. There are dramas that occur in family every year. So that was a lot on my side. And with the changes in my hormones using birth control, I ended up having to actively accept the fact that, okay, I am experiencing anxiety, full-blown anxiety, and I am experiencing full-blown depression. And I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to manage the mental struggles. So I was going through life really exhibiting signs of being insecure. Yeah, I was always seeking reassurance. I was always angry towards family because I felt like I wasn't being heard enough. That made me a really insecure person in life and just in general. I was an insecure bitch. And I don't blame myself for those moments because with everything happening, I was learning myself. And with everything happening, I got to decipher what's wrong and what's right for me. So in those moments, I got to learn that stress can just not be my friend. I cannot befriend stress. I cannot normalize stress. Of course, it can come, but it must also go. And I must see it go. If it's something that doesn't want to go, I shall actively just ignore it. I was heavily labeled as insecure during this time, and that kind of took a toll on me. I had to find ways to recover from that, and that took a whole lot of inner work, having to change my mindset towards myself, towards the vision that I have for myself. Yeah. Let me just share a practical approach to dealing with insecurities. One thing I had to adopt is the fact that I had to be realistic with time. Time nowadays is you can see it for yourself and feel it for yourself. It's very man-made. There's so many social constructs that control time. But as a person, you need to be realistic with your time. I mean, every day you get a chance to wake up and do something great. Every day you get a chance to get closer to a goal of yours that you have. And there's no point in being rushed, especially to reach your goals, especially to change who you are. Life in itself is already a rat race. Career-wise, that's a rat race that you have to join. And to bring that mentality to things that have to do with you, it can be very unhealthy at some point. You can feel very low and behind if you feel like you have to follow everything that's happening outside and bring it into your life. Just be realistic with yourself and your time. That is why on my side, I make it a thing. I don't want anyone pressurizing me unnecessarily. If you're adding pressure in my life, let it be something proper. For example, I have to finish this. I have to get this sorted out. For that, I can get pressure. But if it's something that I have to do for myself, I prefer not being pressured. And once I sense a tinge of pressure from someone else outside, over my body, over things that I have to do for myself, that's when we're going to fight. That's when we're going to fight, because you're feeding into my insecurity. You're basically shoving it in my face and telling me that you need to work on this shit about yourself. I've had a history of doing the same for other people, and it's never cute. Move at your own pace, do everything the way you want to. Normalize doing things in a moderate way. Normalize feeling complacent sometimes when you feel like you can't do anything about shit. Because those times are times where you actually learn. It's like a space of time where you get to learn. So yes, be realistic with yourself and your time. Then the second thing is, there are going to be ups and downs. There's a wax and wane effect to you embracing your insecurities. There are times where you're gonna be at an extreme high, overexcited about yourself, loving every bit of yourself, embracing every bit of yourself. And then there are gonna come days where you feel like shit, where you feel low, where you feel like you want to hide yourself for a period of time. And all of those moments and times are okay. Embrace every flow. In life, we're meant to flip and feel like we're in an awesome high, and one time we feel like we're in an awesome low. We can sniff cocaine and drink alcohol and smoke weed to get a constant high, but you will eventually drop to a low. It's just natural. It's the way life is. It's the way we're made to feel life. So yeah, just be mindful of your ups and downs and have a mindset to carry you with each moment. Yeah. If you feel great, embrace it. Go and flip and show yourself out to the world. Do whatever it is that you feel will make you feel even better. But when you feel low, accept the fact that you're feeling low. There's no need to hide yourself. There's no need to play a certain way. Of course, there are some settings that require you to play a certain way and play as if you're okay. But come back to yourself. Bring things back and remind yourself that you are having a bad day today and better days are coming. So if I'm having a bad day today, what can I do for myself? And then that's when I really just pamper the hell out of myself. I buy myself ice cream. I love ice cream. I love sitting down and having a great ice cream date. Yeah. If you're in a space where you feel insecure, just allow things to happen. In the world, we are told 101 things about how bad it is to feel insecure, or how low of a person you are to actually be feeling insecure. That's another form of projection. There's a lot of projection. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body for yourself. And yeah, that's it from my side. I pray that we always experience a love that will embrace every part of ourselves, embrace who we are, where we come from, what we do, and how we handle things about ourselves. That's all we need. We need love all the time. And that's it from me, Sika Sino. It's Sino, your host, and there's many more things coming from my side.